October-3 Church. Welcome. Thank you for standing here with us. Thank you for standing here beside my brother here. Hey, a big shout out to you and all your support here today. It's carrying us. Carrying us to be outstanding and carrying us to hold together, to unite, and to be something bigger and brighter for Aotearoa, New Zealand. So, I stand here before you today as a teacher, as an educator, as a father to 5 beautiful children. And I know I stand beside you, every single one of you, whether you're a brother, a sister, a parent, a grandparent, or whether you're an aunt or an uncle, a niece or a nephew. Look around, we stand together, we stand united.
Yeah. Okay.
I work as a high school teacher just here at North Christchurch. But right now, I just want you to pause and look around you. Teachers, put up your hands. Educators, put up your hands. Hold them up. Hold them up. If you do it,
Finish!
Okay.
Someone just drove past and pulled the fingers, dumb fuck. Yeah.
And I live to learn. I learn from the roots of our ancestors. I learn to share the knowledge, the power, and the news. Share that with everybody who stands before me. Okay, we have a rich history. We have a rich history of people who have stood up against those people that would seek to oppress them. We have a Rui Nani Apoto. We have a Rua Kinana. Yeah, make some noise. Showed Gandhi in India. They showed Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Okay? Now they have shown me my path and my way. Okay, so I stand here before you in front of 3,000 and growing nationwide educators with my brother just down here as National Administrator for that, and a group of wonderful people throughout New Zealand who are educating and leading the way with educators. The same is happening in industry groups all around New Zealand. Show your support for them right now. Not so long ago, on the 28th of August, back in 1963, you know what Martin Luther King said at the Washington Memorial? He said, I have a dream. I have a dream. We have a dream, but we have a belief and strength in what we are doing. So today I stand before you, because he said in some of those notes of what he said, it was about jobs and it was about freedom. So I stand before you to say today as well, it's about jobs and freedom. And we are united to show our support for everybody out here who stands up for their sovereignty as a national human being, as part of humanity, to support that. So I have a belief, Canterbury. Stand with me, make some noise. I want to hear it. We have some belief.
Can't clap while I'm holding the phone.
So thank you for your support. We each have an ingrained sense to do what is right. That comes down to our soul. So you feel the people out there, feel what they are saying to you. Reach out that skills coach, reach out that support.
I better keep going. Shit. Nah, this going on fucking online, bro. Yeah, should have kept going at it. Fuck.
It's going to take time.
Dude was just hitting up mainstream media, Chch. She just like walks away. Saying, hope you're going to play the truth this time.
Something I was just talking on the phone just yesterday, and I asked him a couple of times, and she'll let you know who she is. I just thought I might share a little bit about my story to maybe give you hope that people can change their lives. Last year, when I first heard about the pandemic, I was terrified. I saw the posts from Italy and New York and the pictures of the doctors and nurses. I thought this is coming to my town. I'm scared. It's a pandemic. Everyone's going to die. And so I started researching like crazy and got into masks. Sorry. And I ended up starting the Masks for All movement. I called Michael Baker, told him about masks, and he took it and ran with it from there. Once that was kind of handed over, I just got back to gardening and seeds, breeding, and all the things I truly love. And then didn't think much more about it until this year, 1 week prior to my vaccination date. I was a little bit worried about the vaccine, but didn't know much about it, to be honest. I started researching like mad, and I came across top scientists who taught me a number of really key points, which changed my mind. Firstly, the pandemic is not as deadly as we thought it was last year. Secondly, COVID-19 is a treatable disease using early treatment. Thirdly, there are harms to this genetic therapy. And fourthly, there's a lot of censorship going on.
Well, hell yeah.
I decided not to get the vaccine, and that's when life became hard. I realised quite quickly that I was not allowed to talk about this to my patients. The medical council put out guidance to me saying that I am not allowed to spread an anti-vaccination message. I talked to them, I talked to my indemnity insurance, and I was told I wasn't even allowed to, I shouldn't share my vaccination status in case that was considered an anti-vaccination message. So that brings me through today.
Shit.
I'm about to lose my job, but that's okay. As I said, my conscience is worth more to me than my career.
Yeah.
And I'm standing up with all you guys for the right to choose. I just want to take you back a few years to medical school. In medical school, we had lectures on ethics, medical ethics, and we learned about the 4 key medical ethics that should inform all our decisions. I'll tell you what they are. Number one, beneficence. Do good to people. Allow access to the treatments they need. Secondly, non-maleficence. First, do no harm. Thirdly, justice. Fairness for all, regardless of wealth or status. Fourthly, autonomy. The right or freedom to choose what treatments you do or do not want. And what I'm seeing now is that all four of those principles are being violated. That's right. Beneficence. We have no access to information about early treatments or ivermectin. I tried to import some, it was stopped at the border. Non-maleficence. Most of us are aware of the harms of this genetic therapy. And in fact, I can't even go into them today because I'm being investigated by the Medical Council for discussing risks and benefits with one of my patients. Justice. Fairness for all. We're about to face a time in society where we are locked out and we are not going to be able to access the things that we used to access. The poor are hit hardest by this. They're the ones who are losing their jobs. They don't have savings or mortgage-free houses or things like that. And God bless all of you who are in this difficult position and having to make this difficult choice. And autonomy, the right to choose what happens to our bodies. I have always worked with this principle with my patients, even blood pressure pills, cholesterol pills. They say, you choose whatever you want to do. But now we're not allowed to say that anymore. We're not allowed to discuss the risks and benefits properly with people. It's our bodies, and we should be able to decide whether or not we take untested substances into them. I made a submission yesterday, an oral submission to the COVID amendment bill. My conclusion was that the draconian measures being undertaken by our government are utterly unwarranted, given the severity of this pandemic. So I'm losing faith in the medical establishment. I'm losing faith in the government. But I have not lost faith in the New Zealand public. Thank you so much for coming. It means so much to know that we're not alone in this struggle. I've heard that it takes 5% of people, a committed 5% of people, to change society. Every person here counts, and every conversation you have counts. I had a conversation with a wonderful man, one of my patients yesterday, told him I was not going to be able to see him in the future. And he said to me, you know what, I'm double-vaxxed, but I'm anti-vax mandates. He said that's put me in a different spot to the rest of my family. The rest of my family are pro-vax mandates, and I am thoroughly anti-vax mandates. And I thought that's the future, you know. Vaccinated and unvaccinated are able to stand together for freedom. So thank you so much for standing up for what you believe in. Kia kaha, stay strong.
Thank you. So I have family who are vexed, and I have family who are not vexed, and I still love them. They're still my whānau. So again, today is about freedom to choose. It's your choice. It's interesting, and it's not a coincidence that here we stand on Tamla Square. Every year, Anzac Day, we celebrate it here. What's Anzac Day about? It's about freedom. It's about our soldiers that went to war and gave their lives so that we'd be able to stand here today and express our freedoms. The enemy was offshore. Now the enemy's domestic, trying to take away our freedoms, trying to take our right to express our choice to choose something. My conscience tells me that I must be hard out to choose what I believe I need to choose. I want want my children's children to remember their father, their koro, as a man who stood one day in Kremlin Square to stand for his freedoms. I applaud you today for your courage. Courage is contagious. That's the only thing we should be spreading throughout Christchurch in New Zealand. I say to you that don't lose hope, because hope is an expectation of something better up ahead. Hope is an expectation of something better around the corner. And I've got an expectation of better for my country, New Zealand. Faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of all is love. Apparently we have to not only love each other and love our families, apparently we have to love our enemies too. Well, that's pretty tough. I don't know about you, but that's pretty tough. But that's real love. My parents have an unconditional love for me. When I chose to do the wrong thing, they still loved me. They still accepted me for who I was. Courage must continue. Saturday the 30th of October, we're coming back here. You know why? Because this is a 12-round fight, and I'm going to finish in the first round. So I say to you, to not only come with you, but to bring your whānau, bring your friends. Listen, I don't care if people come and they've been vaccinated. It's all about us coming together to respect each other's choices. Apparently this month is bully month, or anti-bully month. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a big bully in our nation that's trying to bully us and to do some things that we don't want to do. And even when I grew up, I'll tell you what, I always stood up to the biggest, ugliest bully. There was the old time I got a hiding, but I got his respect. I want to finish with this. South Island, we've been in lockdown for over 300 days. What's up with that? I'm here to live life, not live life in levels. I don't know about you, maybe I'll be crucified now, but I reckon it's time for the South Island to say we had enough of this government. Then we have to unify. Unity is one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is what are we unifying about? Well, today we're unifying about the freedom to choose. The freedom of rights. That's what we're unifying about. Everything has a cause. Today was, called as a picnic day, that's okay. But what's the point in having a picnic if we ain't got a cause? I don't mind a picnic. I don't mind eating chicken sandwiches and potato chips. But today it's about a cause. Some of us riding on our motorbikes, some of the brothers come on the Ford and Holden Club, they drove with us. But I said to every one of them when we met, we're riding and we're driving for a cause. I can go for a ride and a drive any day. On a sunny day, I can go any day. But I love riding for a cause. I love riding for things like suicide prevention. I love riding for things like cancer, trying to cure cancer. I love riding for things like trying to protect our children against child abuse. I tell you now, one of the worst child abuses is going on in our nation, trying to get our children without the consent of their parents. That's child abuse. Well, you got me going now. I better slow down and I better put it here. There's something we going. So Saturday, while you're all excited Saturday, the 30th of October, we'll be back here. It annoys me there's some grass over there I can see. Because I don't want to see any grass here on the 30th of October. That's Saturday. So look out on the Freedom and Rights Coalition page. We've also got a Christchurch page. And also want a big thanks to our Voices for Freedom brothers and sisters for being here. Together, we're stronger. And I respect and admire the little gatherings. I really do. But you can't beat this. This is better than 10 of us. This is better than 100 of us. This is better than a couple of hundred of us. We're talking thousands now. We're talking now that the government now is going to start to take notice, and it's about time we put some fear in them rather than just put fear in us. So I do this because I love my country and I love people. I love people unconditionally. I don't care what your status, I don't care what your color. Listen, I don't care what your religion. I'm not here to argue about your religion. None of our religions or color or status will mean anything the way this country is going. I've talked to a Muslim this week. He rang me up and said, good on you, brothers. I said, yeah, that's cool, bro, but why don't you fellas show up? I spoke to pastors, I spoke to Christians, to non-Christians. Well, good on you, fellas, you know, we're with you. And I said, your presence matters. I'd rather have your presence than your prayers. I'd rather have your presence than a pat on the back and you say, good on you, brother. If you go to war, you want somebody standing beside you. Saturday, 30th of October. Same back time, 11 o'clock. Same back channel. Same the square. Why don't we make this a new Anzac Day? Yeah, we don't forget the Anzac Day that we had. But you never know. We might go down in history as the freedom fighters who stood on the 16th of October, Saturday, 11 o'clock in October Square. You're making history. You're changing our future. Because I tell you what, our future looks bleak at the moment, and I, for one, for my family and my won't stand for it. I'd rather go out swinging. You know that ACDC song, Back in the Ring to Take Another Swing? You younger ones won't know ACDC. But that's the official side of it again. I'm just, honoured to be here and honoured that you showed up today. We're going to have a bit of entertainment and singing. Then you've got a free shop to see your own deal, whatever. Plenty of people have got food to get out and go and sit and eat together. Talk! Get to know each other. Don't argue. We're not here to argue about stats and figures. I'll tell you something. I went to school and they said to me, you need to leave school. I said, why? Because you're not learning anything. Not because I was dumb. Nobody's dumb. It's because I was lazy and I was mucking around. And they said to me, you better leave school, don't get a job. And I thought, yeah, me, I've got to get some money. But what I'm saying to you is that I've been inundated, my brain's swelling with information, with knowledge. I get it, people. I get it. I see the danger. I smell the danger. But I'm standing here to bring hope. I'm standing here to bring courage. I'm standing here to bring faith. I'm standing here to say to you, whatever you do, don't quit, don't give up, because it's worth persevering and pushing through for our children and our children's children. I just want to end this official side of it, and then our MC will get on. Oh, yeah, cool. She wants to give you her information to contact doctors, and she can do that. And then also tell them the doctor. was going to sing this song. Right, so it's a little bit of information. And then what I want to do is, and this ain't a religious thing, forget that stuff. What I want to do is I want to close in a karakia. I want to close in a prayer.
I just had a couple of people ask how to get help if they need a doctor or something like that. The NZD SOS, I'm one of the NZD SOS doctors. The website is www.nzdsos.com. You've got to have the com because someone made a fake website with co.nz and it's saying the complete opposite message. There's lots of information on there, and there's a doctor's helpline as well. If you need help, you can book in with one of our doctors.
Thank you. Right, I'm going to close in the karakia. It's up to you. Offer for one. Right. Father, I just thank you for this day. I thank you for the day that you have made, and we are rejoicing in it. I thank you, Lord, for the courage of every man, woman, and child. I thank you for the courage being contagious and spreading throughout our city, throughout every area, every job, every workplace. I thank you, Lord, for your blessing upon this meeting, upon this time. Lord, I thank you that our future is so bright, I'm going to put my shades on. I thank you, Almighty God, again for every family represented. Lord, I thank you for kia kaha, for strength and mana. I thank you for these things, Father, in the wonderful name of Jesus. Amen. All right, thank you. Also, make some noise for our speakers. Give them a fantastic job. It pretty much completes the formalities of today, but as was just said before, please stick around. Again, the group-up of today is whānau. That's what we are, whānau. So enjoy some food together, enjoy some fellowship together. We're just going to be here to entertain you today with some songs. Again, we've got a barbecue going on to my left. And again, a reminder, we've been given 50 food parcels to give away as well. So if you are interested in getting a food parcel, or if you know a family that might be in need of one, right over there at the gazebo, we just require some details, name, number, all the kind of stuff, just so we can send you a message to say, hey, come and collect your food parcel. Other than that, DJ, they'll be ready to go.
Alright, ending on that one because now they're just going to music. Sweet.